Welcome back to Sum Equals 41. I'm Wads, as you probably know by now. I'm broadcasting to you from my nest yet again. As you can see, I collect a few things. Today, we have a very special deck profile for you. I covered my dead engine with you last time. This time, I'm giving a nice big shout out to Adam Eichberger once again for going undefeated in the Win-A-Box tournament. And I had the pleasure of being able to ask him a few questions regarding the subject, so I thought I'd present a small interview before we get into the actual deck. I asked him what made you use Dead Engine as your baseline for micro machines, to which Adam responded, "I love to draw cards, and I have been not wanting to play mainstream cards." And I completely understand that. Try and play something unique. I then followed up by asking him that you made some clear changes. What was the reason behind some of the more obvious choices that I saw that he made change, which was adding Espionage, Erratic Lightning, Bigger They Are, and Vaporize. He responded that the deck needed more blue to trigger Drag Strip. I completely understand that. And with such small characters, he wanted to make sure that they would swing for big damage. Completely understandable. And he noted that 5 and 5 Pierce with Drag Strip made for a nice hefty swing. He then commented that adding Espionage and Vaporize was to help limit the opponent, and he wanted to maximize the output on his turn while also limiting the opponent's turn. I followed up by asking, did you have any 2-0s during it, and what was the most difficult match you had in the evening? He responded with that he went 2-0 in every match except for the gentleman that he played in the finals, and it went to Game 3 both times. In Round 1, he told me he had the bye. Round 2, he played the current version of, I believe it's called Hot Wheels, which is the Wave 2 Common Bumblebee, Wheeljack, and Prowl from Wave 1. Round 3, he played Metroplex. And in Round 4, he played Motorcycles with Wave 2 Prowl included. In the top 4, he faced off against Slipstream Planes in Round 1, and then in the final, he faced off against the Motorcycles deck again, which, if I read that right from the report, belonged to Ansel Cox, and it consisted of RC, Chromia, Flame War, and Prowl from Wave 2. I have to give him mad props. I looked at his deck list. It is quite good. I enjoy it. It's actually giving me a few things to give the Dead Engine a nice tune-up and push it forward into the next stage of what it is. Now, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to pull up a picture of his deck, and I'm going to cover what was in it. And again, if you want to share some love with the page, I'll include links in the description for the store. I will include links to my Dead Engine's original profile. And make sure if you see Adam in person or online to give him a congratulations. Alright, so we're going to get started. Obviously the bot lineup, as you can see, is going to be the same as it was for the Dead Engine. It uses the SDCC promo Cliff Jumper, and it uses Decepticon Drag Strip, Dead End, and Prowl from Wave 2, which adds up to 25 stars. I apologize for the quality. I'm just using a picture off of my computer, not the actual cards themselves this time. Alright, we'll just move this down here. Alright, as you can see, starting from the top left, he used 3 copies of Turbo Boosters, 3 copies of Force Field, and 3 copies of Start Your Engines. Going to the next column, he uses 3 copies of Incoming Transmission, 1 Bashing Shield, 2 copies of Espionage, and 3 copies of the Bigger They Are. Moving over to the next column, he's using 3 copies of Grenade Launcher, 2 Erratic Lightning, and 2 Supercharge. Bumping over one more, you'll see he has 3 copies of Peace Through Tyranny, and 3 copies of Improvised Shield, and 2 copies of Treasure Hunt. And then jumping into the last column, again, I apologize for the glare. There's 2 copies of Mining Pick up there at the very top, 3 copies of Rollout, and 2 copies of Vaporize. I have to admit, this is a very nice iteration taking from Dead Engine and moving it over into Micro Machines. Very solid, and I think it is a very good build. Alright, so thanks for joining us again. It's been a pleasure talking with Adam. It's been a pleasure being able to bring this deck profile to you. Again, show some love to Adam for doing a good job. Make sure to visit the store. Make sure to visit their Facebook page. Make sure to visit all our sponsors in the links below. And there's going to be more content coming your way. If you look around every now and then, I'll provide a couple subtle hints to what I happen to be working on next. Anyway, it's nice seeing you again. Thanks everybody for coming out and listening to me. I'll see you next time.